All right, to start things off, talking about Northern Arena Rocket League Invitational number 2, presented by Omen by HP, the longest name in the history of Rocket League tournaments. Started on the 14th, so we flew out on the 13th. No issues for once. Got to the airport, flew on my flight. Got to the next airport, flew out, landed. No problems. I got there about 5 p.m. We were sponsored by H&M, so they provided clothing and stuff. So all the guys that got there earlier went shopping with Marissa and the guys from NARLI to go and get clothes and all that kind of nonsense. So they ended up going to the store and buying stuff. So I just sat at the hotel, checked in, hung out for a little bit, and then we all got picked up and we ended up going over to the venue for a rehearsal. The rehearsal never happened because of tech issues. So for those that don't know, I hate unions for certain reasons. Obviously there's big benefits for the people working there, but when it comes to a production and a professional show, union people don't know what the fuck they're doing at all, especially when it comes to esports, because with esports it's a different standard that's being held because we don't want to give any excuses to the big guys when problems occur. So a lot of the production issues when it came to audio, the mics being too quiet, different cameras being used that weren't supposed to get used, whatever, was because the crew that was actually hired for production didn't get to do the job. They had to basically sit behind them and shadow them. And the people in the union, because they worked at the Ontario Science Center, are the ones that had to be the ones that made and clicked and did all the actual work. It's part of their contract. They're in the union. That's just how it works. So a lot of the bullshit that we dealt with was because we're dealing with union workers who had no fucking clue what they were doing. It is the most frustrating shit to deal with, and I hope it never happens again. A lot of the people that want to blame Northern Arena, wasn't their fault. It was definitely the union and the Science Center. Learning experience, I'm sure we'll get better the next time around. So, that being said, Friday we got there, went to the Science Center, checked out the venue, met with some of the players, rehearsals and stuff were going on, practicing and everything was going on. So we were just kind of crushing through that. Rehearsals never happened because the union didn't have shit set up in time. So we just had a kind of a powwow, discussed storylines, things we wanted to cover, typical caster nonsense. And then went and got some food. We went to a bar called Say What, if you guys have never heard of it. It's pronounced like C''EST. It's the French way of saying say. It's like cyst or whatever. I don't know how to speak French. But really cool, quaint little bar with some pool tables and stuff. Hung out with Marky and those guys. Always the best part of being at these events is hanging out with the pros and seeing the caster family and everything. But July 14th thing went live. As you guys all know, exclamation point ding. Or ding in general became very popular. There was a little, because we're in the Science Center, there's a booth out there, and like you did something and then like a little like nut and bolt, like a washer I should say, fell down and hit something and it made that ding noise, and kids kept playing in the venue, so you kept hearing the ding noise. It was so stupid. A lot of fun for everybody watching the stream, and the chat got involved and the crowd got involved with it. What's up, Andre? How you doing, man? But very distracting as a caster. The venue itself was pretty cool. So I can show you pictures. So this was the venue. I can't show you that. Okay, we're gonna have to recapture this. Fuck it. Hold on, don't worry, I'm fixing it, Nope. This will have to do for now. Sorry, you guys. So this was the venue. There was like four steps that went down. There's one here, one to the side that you can kind of see here, and then there's another one on the end. The casters were up and behind, over like here in like out a hallway on a balcony. Two teams, high seed and low seed, and then most of the crowd that was allowed was in this section. And then the cool thing about where the venue was located was that the Science Center had a had like a public, like, obviously as a general admission you can get in, you can go and do the science exhibits and all that kind of stuff. But the doors were open, so anybody who had purchased admission into the science center could actually get in and view the games. It was actually kind of cool. So the general public, like, there was a lot of parents and kids that walked by. They were like, oh, what's this? And it was like the physics exhibit, technically, where they came in and got to watch. So we had a bunch of random people that have never seen Rocket League before, and watching throughout the weekend them get excited and be kind of energetic about certain plays and stuff, along with the rest of the crowd, was actually really cool. Because it's kind of what we've all known about Rocket League, is it's very accessible. Anybody can sit and watch it, and we literally had people that have never seen it before sit down and watch, and came back the next day. So really cool kind of setup. Obviously not an arena, so not as great as Landon, but is what it is, right? Yeah, Badge, I'm with you. The ding was really annoying. There's nothing we could do about it. Day 2, we did get people to make sure the machine was set as out of orders, and we forced the museum to take care of it. But initially, it was annoying for us as casters, especially. Got to cast with Gibbs, Stacks, and then we tried something different. We had, and I'm curious on how you guys feel about it, we had Lethmir, Sad Jr., and Nose Dude on day 1 appear as guests because they were local. They lived in Canada. And rather than just having them on the desk and then kicking them off during the cast, we actually kept them on the cast and then directed them to talk. So, like, when it was me, Leaf, and Lethmir, right? Me and Leaf were casting, and then we told Lethmir anytime he had to talk to, like, reach his hand in and, like, tap on the desk and be like, hey, I have something to say. And if we found it applicable, we allowed them to chime in and give their scenario, and, like, would cut them off and tell them when to stop and stuff. And we had hand signals for it. But it had, like, a unique dynamic. It was kind of cool. Obviously, Lethmir, in my opinion, did the best. Nose Dude didn't even show up day 2 because he slept in or some bullshit. I don't know. But Sad Jr. was sick day 3, whether he was sick or not, I don't know. But yeah, Lethmir did a really good job out of all 3. Obviously, it takes a little bit to get over. It's kind of difficult. And we basically had to baby them the whole time, but it added a unique perspective in some of the things. And the thing that's frustrating about that is a lot of times, like, people were like, yo, Lethmir did a great job pointing out things that the casters normally don't, like how you had to air roll the car to hit it a specific way. It's like, we still say that shit. You guys just yell at us for doing it. Or, like, we're not supposed to talk about that stuff. When you bring in a pro perspective, they can get away with it because that's, like, the only things they're saying. So, a little bit different, but it was fun. What's up, Dust? Oh, Trevor, right? It was interesting. Yeah, interesting is a good way to put it. But yeah, it was something different, and that was kind of the cool thing about NARLI, was we could try different things, and the fact that some of the stuff that we got to do was more casual. Like, I wore a fucking shirt with cheetahs on it or whatever. Like, you're never gonna see attire like this on RLCS, but it was, like, super casual, right? What's up, hoodie? Oh yeah, the kitty shirt, that was great. Super comfy. So a little bit more relaxed style, which I was super okay with it. You're in the hospital? Don't worry, man. We'll take care of you. Hopefully recovery and everything is good. So it was definitely a lot more casual, a little bit more low-key. So we got to do stuff a little bit differently, and we figured, you know, with the guest appearances, why not try it out? So stuff like that was pretty fun. People also got to see the tattoos. Yeah. Tattoos were out and showing quite a bit. So credit to the Northern Arena crew. For those that don't know, they had a Rainbow Six event going on afterwards. So not only did they do NARLI, but after NARLI, they immediately had to stop, go to a different production studio at the Rogers Center, and then do the Rainbow Six production that night as well. So, like, those guys worked, like, 2 back-to-back 16-hour days. It was unreal. What's up, Metalysis? I love your shirts. Thanks, Jake. Yeah, you sent me so many messages on Twitter. You turd. Wear the cheetah shirt under the suit jacket. Yeah, be there in spirit. And just, like, leave a button undone so you can see the kitty underneath. Just peeking out. What's up, Moff? Do you feel like an exception for you because you're allowed to show tattoos? I mean, I can show tattoos all the time. It's just they're very minimal. Like, when you see me with a long sleeve shirt and a jacket, if I reach for stuff, you'll see, like, just the wrist. So some people notice them. As perspective, like at season 4, as like a quick example. In Season 4, you can see it. So they're very, very minimal. Very rarely do you see them. So sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But yeah, to have them actually showing is a little bit different. Even though the interviews were quite cringy, I really do like hearing the players speak afterwards, whether they win or lose. I thought it was cool. Yeah, the interviews were fun. Obviously, Marky won the hearts of many, but a little bit different. So yeah, they did the Rainbow Six stuff. So day 1 kind of ended out. We had a bunch of sweeps, some good rematches. Flipside showed that they were still able to compete after a month. Dignitas is still really good. Cloud9 came back from out of nowhere. Like really, really exciting matches here and there. The big one was Cloud9 reverse sweep over G2. That was pretty nuts. Yeah, pretty straightforward. A lot of meet and greets. Players were out and live. When I was a gym teacher, I had to hide my tattoos. Damn, that sucks, dude. There's a lot of players that definitely struggle when it comes to interviews. Obviously, Kronovi always does a really good job. Marky, even though he was awkward, still gave a personality. There were some funny moments. So the benefit of someone like Leaf being up there is the players are going to feel a lot more comfortable with someone they know. So it's different every time. Obviously, Torment now doing a lot better because he's been with Marissa twice now. Like, there's certain times and things that these guys, once they start doing it, it'll get better. I think Garrett is a prime example. Garrett, to me, gives one of the best interviews in Rocket League. And he used to hate doing them. He wouldn't even showing up on camera during, like, our media days because he was so nervous.
Lawler, out. Shut up.
Semi-round rat and just rage it off. Thank you for follows, you guys. So yeah, day 2 started the 15th. This was fucking
Lawler,
hilarious.
out. Shut up.
NRG, 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 NRG.
He was really excited for energy, I guess. Those were the MLD guys, I think. So yeah, the crowd wasn't as loud as London, but of course, but there was still people there. They were cheering. There was some sound to it. So the fact that it came through on stream was good. What's up, No Named? How you doing, man? I saw you guys getting timed out like crazy for the snack emote, which is getting reworked. Don't worry. Obviously, it's very difficult to see what it is. It's just the lighting of it. I need to find some way to add a background or anything. Did Justin complain about 144 Hz monitor? I don't think he complained about it. Just understand that these guys are used to playing at 240. It does make a difference. So inputs are directly tied to frame rate. So when you're used to playing at a certain frame rate your whole career. Yeah, it was 165 Hz. Yep. Bunch more meet and greets, nothing too crazy. Marky and those guys went out. Saturday night, we kept it pretty low key. I forgot what we did. We went out for dinner somewhere. What did we do Saturday night? Did we do anything Saturday night? I don't really post pictures and stuff when I'm at events. Yeah, I didn't really tweet that weekend, like at all. That's my bad. Yeah, so Saturday, let me see if I have any pictures on my phone. Probably not. Yo, what up, Twinkly B? Hey, Africa's great. I'll play a cover after. Yeah, I didn't take like any photos this weekend. That's my bad. Hey, Ben. I don't know where we went for dinner. Definitely wasn't Taco Bell. I usually try to eat healthy when I'm out at events, because otherwise I eat like shit most of the time. So, how you doing, neighbor? But yeah, so Toronto was cool. We just kind of roamed around, didn't do anything too crazy. Woke up Sunday, did the event. Dignitas obviously wins again against Energy in the uppers. Pretty exciting stuff for them. Interview was pretty crazy. We wanted to do something a little bit different for the closing out of the show. Me and Leaf crashed it, nothing too exciting. And then signed autographs and all that kind of stuff. Took some pictures with the fans. This was the one that I have for you guys. With Justin, Prime Thunder, and Chloris. It's a picture of the group and stuff. I'll throw that up later. Yeah, it was fun, man. What was the problem with Kronovi in Game 5 with Cloud9? His cable disconnected. It was definitely not Northern Marine's fault. It had nothing to do with computers. It was Kronovi's cable. PSG was kind of upset, Badge, but at the same time, like, it's your job. At the end of the day, like, your job is to compete in Rocket League, and we can't avoid everything. Like, it just, when there's multi events going on and NBC's coming up and like all that kind of stuff, like, you have to find a weekend to do it. And if it overlaps, like, sorry guys. They did get to watch the second half. PSG did, and France won 4-2. So either way, they were happy, even though they got knocked out. So it's good stuff. More Rainbow Six nonsense. But yeah, we pretty straightforward. Let me throw up a picture of the venue again, just so we have like a background photo. Actually, let's do this. Because they won. The trophy didn't break. It was made by like there's like a graffiti artist in the area that made it, who's pretty famous. The ball does detach. It's not broken. It can come out, so that's fine. But yeah, Dignitas ended up winning. Congrats to them. The viewers for the event. I mean, you got 2 monitors, right? So all that went down. Let's see. They won. We ended pretty early. So we went back after signing stuff. Also, shout out to Ra, by the way. It's great seeing you now. Thanks for signing the hat. Oh, my favorite, man. Not a problem. So 2 posters. Number 1. It's got the teams at the top. So shout out to Ra on that one. And then the other cool one, if you guys don't know, there is Melina. If you guys don't know Melina, she is Dignitas's manager. She also used to manage them for Gale Force. She's also dating Violent Panda. But me and Gibbs bug her all the time for Dignitas merch. And she hooked us up finally and got us a poster for the World Championship. So I can't wait to hang that on the wall as well. So shout out to Melina. Melina's always a sweetheart. Appreciate it, Medelson. How you doing, man? So yeah, Sunday night we went out to oh, it's all good, Metalysis, don't worry. They shouldn't try to pick it up from the middle of the trophy. You pick up from the base. So yeah, Sunday night went out. Went back to the hotel after the event after signing stuff, showered. We then went to, we went to Say What. I think we didn't go to Say What on Friday. We went somewhere else. But on Sunday night, we went to Say What. Had pulled pork quesadillas that were fucking bomb. Drank some stuff. Their mojitos are really good. And so were their Moscow mules. And then drank, talked. Corey from Psyonix came out with us and just kind of chilled and hung out. All the casting group. We met up with some of the pros later. And then Ari, the sponsorship guy from Northern Arena. We then, after Say What, went to Beer Market, which was also attached to Goose Island, I think, which is a brewery in Chicago. So we drank there, had old fashions and all that kind of stuff. They had some craft brews. Say What is a good choice. Yeah, I love it. Great place. So yeah, we hung out there, and then after that, we went to Dirty Lady, I think, which is like some hole-in-the-wall bar that had like really crazy like mixed drinks that were super good. There's a one called something dirty something. Are you gonna make a collage of all your posters? I frame them and put them on my wall. God, what was it? Let's see if I can find it. It had like lemon and like cinnamon, and like brandy. It was so good. I don't know. Can't find it. Either way. They had a really good drink that was like brandy and like cinnamon and stuff. Super good. And they had some other one with like cucumber and lime. Also really good. Sounds good. Twinkly B will be here. But yeah, so we hung out. I ended up going back. And then this is where it kind of gets back and forth. So Monday morning woke up, myself, Stacks, and Marky Duda went to HUD. If you guys don't know HUD, Heads Up Daily, it's the show that Leaf works on. It's a TV show on Super Channel that they do for BBC and like Jinx TV, or not BBC, for Jinx TV. And we got to go on HUD. So me and Stacks had like an interview. You guys can't see this. Let's do this. So Stacks and I had an interview on HUD, did some talking stuff. Let's see if I've got an Instagram of it. So yeah, we are on HUD with Marky and stuff. What's up, Camo? So we were on HUD. We did a lounge session where we talked in detail about some stuff. We did a couple like blue screen segments. I did my esports moment and tips and tricks. Stacks did confessions and some other stuff. So hopefully those will air throughout time as well on Heads Up Daily. So those are really cool. If you could change one thing to improve LAN events in Rocket League as an esport, what would it be? More of them. A lot more of them. I don't think we have enough. I also think format could be done better. I like group stage. Group stages would be cool. So format and more. I don't think they necessarily need to be open to the public per se, but I just more. A lot more. So yeah, we got all day Monday was going on HUD. That was at noon until like 4 in the afternoon, 5 in the afternoon. And then after all that went down, me and Stacks went to the airport. We went and got food. I think that was on Marissa's. Is it Lisa? Yeah, we went and got pho. Or pho.
Ew, I literally tried. Oh my. Ew, I literally.
So yeah, we went and got lunch with the Northern Arena crew before we left. So after we got food, we then went to the airport. After getting to the airport, we sat in line for 2 hours and got told we had delays because there was thunderstorms coming in, and that just kept compiling. My flight originally was at 6:15 p.m. and it got delayed so many times that it ended up being at 11:28 p.m. and I was supposed to be home at 11:30 p.m. in Green Bay in my bed. So kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed over and over again. So eventually we said fuck it. Mia and Stacks left the airport, got a hotel. After getting to the hotel, we just kind of sat and chilled, ordered some food. I think we ordered Harvey's or something like that from Uber Eats. Stacks is really big into wrestling. I know nothing about wrestling, like SmackDown and Raw and all those kind of stuff. So being a person who loves to be educated about things, I pretty much asked him everything I could about what was what, who did what, how things happened, how they did pause breaks, how they, whatever, everything I learned. So I know a decent amount about how wrestling works now, which is kind of cool. Got to give credit to those guys because obviously it's all scripted and produced and all that kind of nonsense. So knowing the back end of how some of that stuff works is pretty cool. So that all went down. Stacks snores like a motherfucker, so I didn't sleep at all. I tried to, it didn't work. So I just started watching TV on my phone. Shameless, if you guys don't watch the show, great show. So my flight then, I had to be up at 3:30 a.m. I showered, left, got to the airport about 4:35-ish. Went through customs, no issues. Getting through security and stuff in Canada is super easy. Waited for my flight, flew out, got home around 12:30. After getting home, my shoes are finally fucking here. Shout out to Adidas. I finally got my shoes. Wendy and Lola would be proud. I need your guys' help though. Do I go white laces or do I stick with the gray? Do I go white? So the tongue is white, and I think that looks sick. I like the white tongue. But I don't know if I make the laces white or not. What do you guys think? Gray laces for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The other option is I lace one side white and one side gray. So we'll see. Yeah, the only issue I have with white laces is they get dirty really fast, right? Right. So, yeah, they're like suede and stuff. Love them. Super comfy. So I finally got my shoes. I was supposed to get those Friday, but FedEx fucked me over. So here we are. So, yeah, it was super chill. NARLI was a lot of fun. It was good to be home. I was super tired. So yesterday I got home at like 12:30. I hadn't slept since like 9 or 10 a.m. on Sunday. So I ended up just staying up as long as I could. I eventually fell asleep around like 5:30, 6 p.m. And then ended up waking up this morning like 4 times. I woke up at midnight. I woke up at like 2. I woke up at like 6. Eventually I decided to get out of bed at like 9:30. So slept for a long time. It was great. And now we're here. So good stuff.